Cycle Solutions is your one-stop shop for upgrades and service. Cycle Solutions, Fort Myers, and CycleSolutions.com. Taking your bike from the street to the strip.
Hi, this is Chris Waddell from Cycle Solutions, coming to you from our newest facility in Topton, North Carolina. We're literally on top of a mountain right off Wye Road. Some of the best riding in the country. I've got a 24 CVOST here. One of my clients is from this area. He rides the wheels off this motorcycle. Literally beveled the floorboards down. He's complaining about the driveline being sloppy. So this is already open. I've pulled the clutch basket, the chain tensioner, and the compensator from this bike. And we're going to be doing a Dark Horse comp sprocket here, which is the rebuildable compensator, so it has absorbers inside of it. And then we're going to be doing the entire Rekluse apex and torque drive clutch. So all those parts are over here. This is the factory clutch, and you'll notice it doesn't have the basket, but I do have the hub. It's just basically, I think, a hammered cast hub, as well as the on both sides. This is the one with 3 springs on the newer bikes. The old one had a single Belleville spring. And then I've got the factory compensator, which I've taken out of this bike to replace it with a Rekluse. And it's already showing your typical signs of wear, especially in here. You can see he's riding the heck out of it because he's rolling the ramps almost to the top. So that problem goes away with the Dark Horse. Here's the Dark Horse comp sprocket. If you've never had one of these in your hand, it is substantial to say the least. It is heavy, it is torquey, and it's very direct. Inside of here is 8 neoprene bushings. The holes are for oil. Slinger sets on top, so as it spins, it puts oil inside, and it's self-lubricating. Here is the Rekluse hub and pressure plate, and it will have 6 springs on it. It comes with 2 levels, firm and firmer. One of the neat things about the Rekluse torque drive clutch is the design of the friction plates. And there are quite literally about twice as many plates, the steels and the fibers, as there are in a factory clutch. And they also, to keep things staying fresh, they have these stainless inserts that go for the fingers of the clutch, and it keeps them from wearing in to the basket itself. So this stuff is super lightweight, and extremely strong. When we do this job, you have to pull the red clip here for the clutch so you can collapse it up in here. It's hidden behind a black cover. Fat Baggers makes a old school adjustable. They've just come out with a new one specifically for the 23.5, 24, 25 CVOs because there is a spring of some sort built inside the perch. Over here, I have my handy dandy little drill press, and its job is literally this job. Something of interest. We literally have to drill out the rivets that hold the starter ring gear to this. Interesting point to note that in this bike, Harley lightened even this part. Anything is spun, they lightened. So you have to modify with this piece. This is what retains it. So here's the Rekluse basket. This piece goes through, comes out here. On the earlier ones, this piece of the ring gear is thin, and it would bottom out, and it was not solid. So we would actually take the nut and just kiss it with a drill, just kiss it, so that it relieved itself right there. But this looks like the more up-to-date piece, so that operation shouldn't have to happen. Basically what we do is we take this up in here, and my grandpa taught me, always use some lubrication on your drills when you're drilling metal. So I would turn this on and bring it down. I've already went ahead and marked each of the centers with a punch and a hammer so I can drill them out. So I'll drill this the rest of the way out, and then we'll assemble that piece and put it in the bike. Alright, so I've drilled these out, and I'm going to go ahead and knock out the rivet heads. I'm going to do this old school. Got a punch, good quality hammer. Put them on the concrete. One perfectly good ring gear. So this ring gear, literally set down in here. We'll align the holes. And then the Rekluse adapters. Slickery. Go through. And they have adjusted for this. So in other words, they've made the threads just slightly longer. The red Loctite. And these are pinch nuts already. So they'll spin on. And then they get tight. And we'll torque them all down, put the bearings back in, showing it all back together. Just finished up the installation of the Rekluse Apex clutch and their basket, as well as the Dark Horse Compensator sprocket. Left this open so we can make a quick little wrap-up video on it. You know, this clutch has 6 springs instead of 3. The Dark Horse Comp sprocket has neoprene bushings inside that can be replaced. I've personally not had to replace any, but kits are available and we sell them. So went ahead and took the ring gear off, as I showed earlier in the video, from the stock basket, and then it's attached through some proprietary fastening mechanisms that hold it to the Rekluse basket. Basket's super strong, super light. They do use the stainless sleeves here on all of the fingers of the clutch plates. Keeps them from wearing into the aluminum. It basically keeps the thing alive forever. You'll wear the clutch pads out before you'll ever wear the basket. This has different springs. In this case, this is a CVO 121 with a cam and a pipe. So went ahead and went with the lighter springs, which are the silver springs. I can go back and add red, half of them, or I could do all red. But all right now it's all the silver lighter weight springs. Doesn't feel really much, if any, different than the factory lever pull did. So I'm going to button this thing up, take it for a test ride. This should support any upgrades that this customer does in the future. Thanks for tuning in.